Alright, so today's video I'm going to make tearing apart my 85 Honda Spree. It is this guy right here. It's got bad compression, so I'm going to tear it apart. I'm thinking I can just get away with doing a new piston and spring or rings, but not completely sure, so we're going to dig into it and kind of learn as I go, and we'll figure it out. So, cool. Alright, so this is a leather seat that I had my grandmother reupholster for me. It's pretty nice. Alright, so we're gonna take off the exhaust first. I know that's a 10 millimeter, so let's see, wrenches over here. One thing I've noticed on this moped, a lot of the bolts are different, so I wouldn't, if you're doing this while I do it, I wouldn't go off the same bolts as I have. So that's one thing. I know I've done a lot of looking online, and a lot of my bolts are different than what the right bolts are. One of the biggest things I want to do this for is, I know it's got bad compression, mainly because the when I'm driving it spits and sputters, which obviously it's not supposed to do. I mean, it's just not right. So there we go. So another thing with this one is, it was, when I got it not running, it was putting too much oil in the cylinder because they had the oil injection. So I took the stock oil injection off, and I'm just running a premix instead of its oil injection. So I have a screw in here and blocking off the air port so it doesn't just suck in extra air, as well as I left the pump in here without the gear. That way it doesn't try pumping, or it just kind of works as its own block off plate. I made myself a block off plate, but it did not end up working because it created too much pressure because it didn't have any kind of relief. So it built up pressure and popped my seal. It popped my seal out, so I just left it as the pump without the gear. You can dance if you want. Another thing I'm going to be doing is putting my bolts back where they came from. That way I don't mismatch them, because that could be a problem. So the exhaust, oh, drop that guy. So the exhaust has 4 bolts, 2 on the head, or I guess that's not really considered the head on this. It would just be the piston or the cylinder. When I got it, it just had these 2, so I had to figure out online what these 2 were and went and bought some at my local Ace Hardware. And they work like a charm. So put these back in so I don't lose them. I have a tendency of doing that because I don't usually mark them. Which I probably should, but I don't. So I just kind of put them back. We're gonna pull off spark plug, or the coil pack off the spark plug. This harness goes fine here. Take this off. This is for the automatic choke, which I can't remember their name for it. You should all be good to just pull off. You shouldn't have to label them, or they only have one color to one, so just pulling them all off. Trying my best not to rip any of the connectors as well while I do this. So those are all disconnected. And oh, that's the brake cable. So brake cable there. We shall disconnect fuel. Disconnect vacuum line from here. I'm gonna lose. Alright. Alright. Then my 13 mil, which is up here. We're gonna take this shaft off. It's not a 13. Let's try the 14. There we go. Flipped. That's off. Let's grab the nut, put it back on here. This is the turn signal module. It sits up here, but the plastic's broken on the case, so it doesn't exactly sit right. So looks like this one is the moment. We're gonna pull the wheel off. Yep, wheel. So that one I don't remember the size. Looks like maybe an 18 mil. Well, you know, let's try 17. I'm usually off by size or so. No, it's bigger than 17. It might even be 19. No, it's bigger than 19. It's funny, looks like I don't have a 20 in this big old set. Let's try metric. There you go. I meant standard. I've been doing metric. Definitely have the right size. That one's too, I wonder. That is too big. All right, that's it. 3/4. Three-quarters the size. I was given this moped by a family friend. They had it and it wouldn't work for them, or it was not running, which, like I said, I got it. The oil injection wasn't working right. It was just spinning too much oil in, which is why it wasn't running for him. So that's something I figured out and fixed. The throttle, or the, what do they call it? It's not the throttle body on it. It's the carburetor. The carburetor is just spitting out fuel. So here's the brake line. I'm not sure what size that is, but we'll see. I don't feel like hand spinning this, so we're gonna try and find a long socket for it. Take my drill. The electric starter on this is bad, so I've been using my drill as the starter. I know it's a little jank, but it works. That's spinning. All right, so let me grab channel mixer over here. Let me make sure this is still going. Alright, cool, it is. I'm gonna grab this. Right now I'm working on taking the brake line. It's got drums all around. It's typical, I mean it is from 1985, so I don't know what I expect from it. Looks like there's, I got this end off, but now I gotta figure how the brake cable itself comes off, because the cable goes and connects into the rest of the, ooh, I don't want to drop that. Goes in and connects to the rest. Really, rather not. Yeah, this. So let's see, this jiggles. How do you come with this? I can get you out from there, which I should be able to. Come straight back. Oh, yep, there we go. Come straight back. Alright. This is in the way. I believe that's the motor mount. Yeah, that's definitely the motor mount. My hands are super greasy now. 14, maybe 14, no, you're like 11. Which you're my 10 mil, which everyone knows those like to disappear. So we put that away when I realized it. No, that's not 11, it's more like 12. Like I said, always about one size off. Oh yeah, you can see the whole motor assembly just kind of came down when I undid this bolt. We're gonna grab the other 12 and my impact and just zip that off. bet you there's a bolt on the other side that just spinning. Oh yeah. Another 12. All right. So there's that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my hammer because I got this bolt. Alright, so we got this coming out. And watch. Hopefully this doesn't just fall out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that just comes right out then. Oh, I left the throttle cable. Besides that, she's ready to drop. And the throttle cable just spins off here. Okay. So she should be ready to just come out. Play. Yep, here we go. That was really a lot easier than that. Alright, let me pick you up here. So here's where the motor mount goes in. So this guy right here on the back will put the bolt back through. This is one of the, I'm gonna set you up. The biggest things about these Honda Sprees, you can't really put another motor in it because the whole motor's the back chassis. Yeah, so the motor mounts go from here to here. And there's the part you saw on the other side goes right through here. This is the electric starter, which doesn't work. Electric choke throttle body. I have these were stripped out when I got it, so I had to rethread it and put new carburetor bolts. We'll take the shock off when I'm working on the spark plugs up here. I spray painted this a silver and just give it a new look. I got new hardware for it right here. These are the two bolts that I was talking about for the exhaust right here and right here. This is transmission. You got it's a CVT, I believe is what they call it. Goes here and then clutches this guy. You can see it slowly spins this guy as I spin. Then here's your cylinder. We'll give me a second and I'll pull these off. We can look at the head and go from there. And all right, well,